Indian astrology is very complicated. That's what someone doing Western astrology wrote when she is trying to learn Indian astrology, and I totally get it, Vashi. In fact, I sympathize with every student of Indian astrology because it's a jungle of contradictory principles out there. They are mutually contradictory on paper. For example, Moon in eighth house is not going to be good. No planet in eighth house is good. Then if that Moon is in Cancer or exalted, is that going to be good or bad? How to see that? How to delineate what is good, what is bad? When something is good, when something is bad? How to see it from different reference points, other planets, for example? Which degree Moon will be good, which degree it will not be good? Whose job is it to tell? So, teaching theories with example charts, then next theory, next class, different examples. This is not how you learn astrology. In 3 years, 5 years, lifetime with so-called divine grace that some people have copyright to. Nothing will help in chart reading and try to see it work on the ground. So what I do is that I explain a theory in just one example chart, then I ask the students to look at their charts. That builds the confidence. That is when they know that how to make these seemingly contradictory principles work. That's Jyotish learning. Okay. Another example, let's say Mars in 10th house, it is supposed to have Digbal, like mid-heaven, zenith, directional strength, that is. Mars and Sun, the fire planet, they get it there. But if that Mars is in Cancer, same thing. I mean, in the worst case scenario, this can be very harmful. It can destroy one's career as well as married life in span of few months. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario, it can really build you real estate and can work wonders to the spouse's careers. Many such conclusions you can arrive beautifully if you know know how to read planets to depth, details. Doesn't matter the brand. It's a marketing gimmick. Any authentic source should be able to teach you how to read a planet and how will it transpire in real life, in on the ground, and in the predictive domain. How to predict. Most of the gurus are confused about fundamentals. Okay, for example, a retro planet, everyone talks theory. Pending karma, what pending karma? How do you interpret in the chart? How does it work in transit, in dashas and progression? Right? Does retro planet will be all the time retro, or you ignore the retrogression? Is there a specific parameter to that? Some specific age, whatever. These things are to be clearly understood. Without which there is no Jyotish. That's why it appears complicated. Another example, for example, Karko Bhava Nashay. If a planet is in house of which it is significator, okay, if it is placed there, it destroys that house. Okay, destroys can be in a poetic allegory. Let's say harms the house. So if Venus in Libra in 4th house is going to harm the vehicles and the luxuries in life, Moon in 4th house going to harm mother. Very acid things to say. These things. Can you say to someone like this? If Moon in 4th, then can you say anything like that for mother? Any mother? So you have to understand. Is it really going to harm? When is going to harm, or are you going to totally ignore it, or not warn the person at all? So deliberately, you will not like to do that, is it? You may miss it. It's okay. You do not like to do it deliberately. So this is the real Jyotisha learning, not some kind of one theory, 5 example charts over next class, next theory. How to make them work together, how to resolve these contradictions, how to reconcile this jungle of principles and the yogas. That is what is learning Jyotisha about, which is where the YouTube astrologers who are dominating this scene are totally destroying it. They have destroyed it to a great extent. I'm talking from the students' perspective. And a lot of teachers, the so-called designer gurus, okay, Stuff like highest degree planet is Atmakaraka in Gemini Sutram. Wrong. That means a planet to be Atmakaraka has to be a Vriddha, old. That's what again, they say it is bad, it is weak. So the problem is that these complications are unfounded. There is a meeting ground. If the guru knows it, the student will know it. Today, this is what I want to touch upon. The reason why it appears complicated, it is not complicated. The guru has made it complicated. That's the bottom line. Thank you for watching this video.